Happy July 3rd, and welcome to the Cars, Bars, and Guitars podcast episode
109.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Steve.
Steve, who are we brought to you today by?
Ain't no pain like self-inflicted pain, per last night dabbling in our own edition of Hot Ones.
It
hurt at 9 o'clock, and it hurt about 2:45 a.m.
I'm assuming one way more so than the other. Was it as bad as you thought it was going to be?
No, but that was also the magic of using precious little of the thing I was warned against. The bomb is, pretty well reviled in the circles on show and last night's experimentation.
Yes, all of us were cruising until gator sauce, and then the gator. I tried to warn everybody about that, and so that. Just imagine when I doused my hot dog with it. Just how, that was an.
I'm surprised it didn't explode.
I scraped it all, and I'm not gonna waste the hot dog, so I just scraped all of it off. But I had to douse it in like cheese and sour cream to get I kind of have to be in the mood to have my fucking face on fire. And that particular day, I wasn't in the mood.
How about never? Is never good for you?
Well, Steve, what are we starting with today?
It's the Sweetwater Glacial. Apparently, this is aping the Coors Light school of beveraging, where it must be served super cold. So, recommending this is at 38 Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
Fahrenheit. Otherwise, Celsius would be quite warm.
Is a glacial what the Eskimos do instead of facials?
It is now.
Well, you know the drill, Steve. 1, 2, 3. One day we're actually going to get it together on that.
I don't care if the temperature's proper or not. That's good.
That's incredibly good. If you're going to have a pool beer, but you really wanted an IPA for that, that's going to fit your bill. What was the beer?
6.3.
It doesn't taste like it.
It's a lot like what I had yesterday poolside. That was a Sweetwater IPA and the what else I had? the hazy, yeah.
Yeah. So we got Emily a CRV, 2010. It's sage metallic. It's very bluish greenish.
Very light bluish green.
It's a very pretty color. It hides dirt very well. Interior spotless. We're very happy with it. Now we don't have a car payment for a little while, which is even better.
Yeah, the magic of insurance payout being quite generous.
It was a
Hey, what's that like? It's like you got your car for negative money, and I got mine for. After fees, $1,600.
Yeah, so I think it's not the way I wanted to come out ahead, but if you're going to have something bad happen to you... June sucked balls, by the way. It was just one thing after another. So I for one, welcome July, even though it's hot.
Yeah.
It is terrible. But we got Emmy a car. We're happy with it. I solved the rattle. It was a rusty... Very rusty. In fact, so rusty that I didn't even have to break it. I took vice grips and tightened it and fucking yanked on it and broke it. So that's how rusty it was. It's a New York car. It's got a little rust on the underside. Nothing through the body or anything structural. So I'm going to hit it with some undercoat.
Get your Fargo on. Get the true coat.
Yeah, yes. Isn't Fargo kind of killy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a show that's also kind of killy.
Nice. What's better, movie or show?
I'll get back to you on that. I've seen neither.
I haven't either. So that's
I just know the futility of the undercoat salesman.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, William H. Macy.
Yep.
Being the most William H. Macy he be.
Yeah, he's an interesting looking guy. Like, he reminds me of a cartoon character, but I can't.
Droopy dog.
I was gonna say droopy mixed with Zoidberg. That would be an interesting mashup. Any news, Steve? What you got for us? It's been a little while.
Well, the house hunt still rages on, but with the prices not going down, the interest rates going up, at least there's more options that we can gawk at. The only news I have to report is luckily my rent's only going up $100 a month in September.
Only 100, so it's not the worst thing.
Yeah, so it's the best of a bad sitch. Otherwise, the payments on a $300K house look like $2,200 a month, and there's nothing we $300K like. because we can barely 300K afford. So, I guess we'll stay in the vinyl cabinet a bit longer.
For all its faults, which it has many, it's a damn cool fucking place. Like, at least it's pretty on the outside.
Yeah. The Massenal.
Well, the inside's not. Well, until you look closer, the inside's nice too.
Yeah.
So it's a product of, what was it, 81?
81. Built by a bunch of C students.
Well, you didn't get a Wednesday car out of this. you got a Friday early release out of that one. Either that, or maybe the people that just had it before, but they started renting and didn't take care of it. So
yeah,
it could have been because the car is actually
apparently
in good shape.
It started off as the house, then the garage, and then the add-on between the house and the garage.
Oh.
So this is on 3 different pieces that are quite disparate, so you can't go from garage to house. The quickest way to access the house, like go from the house to the garage, is go from that side room through the back and then go through the back door of the garage.
I did not know that.
They don't connect.
Wow. Well, they do if you're the Kool-Aid man.
And then you're going to run to a table that Kaylin wishes to get rid of.
The tall one?
No, that one that's at her office desk, that's staying, but there are 2 sets of tables and chairs in the garage, which is why I've only had a car in there once.
Have you got the wheels put on yet?
No, I was thinking I would do that yesterday, but that really counteracted me just being lazy prior to going swimming and then going to eat hot wings. So, no. I discovered that Black Tire, an auto service over at the end of 218.
Yes, that used to be something. McCarthy.
Yes.
It was McCarthy, yeah.
I just saw this yesterday. Mm-hmm. They once again have Saturday hours, but only till 1. I discovered this at 12:10. I don't think they had time for me that. I called them at 12:30 to see if I could, schedule something for next Saturday, but no one picked up. Whatever. The car will shake around and roll for another week.
What about NTB? Like, we took Emily's and the only issue I have with NTB is they're not very careful about when they get in and out of your car, not touching everything with greasy fucking hands.
Ew.
So, once again, I had to clean the armrest off of the fucking car because I had grease stuff. Other than that, they do a really good job. They have Saturday appointments all day long, and they have pretty much appointments all the time. So might be something to look into.
Yeah,
and they can align it.
That's local-ish,
and they can align it while you're there too for like $100, or for like $150, you get like 2 years of alignments.
I just hope I don't crash the car in that time because I could probably use that.
Well, you know what?
Things are glad I didn't buy it with the red car.
Well, we bought the extended warranty package for the HRV, but I think we get a prorated amount back.
Okay.
We had to fill out the form, which I'm hoping she's doing right now. She's probably not.
So which means you'll be filling out that form, huh?
Probably. I love that little dummy. But sometimes I wish more initiative was taken on things instead of moving on.
Sounds like my job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, when I know...
I think that was from the first Matrix movie. Or What Am I Job?
Yeah, yes. At work now, this is a job for somebody else. I don't have to worry about it.
You are your own segment on Wait, Don't Tell Me, Not My Job.
Yes, it feels good, although I like working where I am, but it's slowly turning into what it used to be at the old store where it's so-and-so called out, can you do this, can you do that? When you do it once, it's helping. If you do it every Friday, it's doing it.
Yeah.
So he's off for a couple weeks. He's got surgery, so I'm going to let it stew and then maybe casually mention, hey, this is kind of why I left the last store I was at. So if you like me, maybe don't have me doing all this shit.
Do you have the capacity to wear some sort of hat at work? Like a Food Line ball cap or something?
Yeah.
Get multiples.
I should.
And when you're doing double jobs, literally wear both hats.
I'm having them labeled like AJ's job, somebody else's job. So and so. Yeah, it's a shit show.
That said, I'm about to have the opportunity to do more travel at work. I had to go to the Charlotte Vindy bit the other day to swap out ailing server parts and got away with driving a Hyundai Veloster in as my work van. It barely fit the ailing pieces I pulled out, but they did fit. And that car was a completely reasonable way to get from Concord to Charlotte.
Yeah, you said the ride was kind of choppy, right?
It was real stiff like that.
Yeah.
It's a bit kidney bruising. Like that was a lot of fun for an afternoon, but I couldn't daily that thing.
Well, does it have adjustables? Does it have like sport mode buttons and like comfort modes?
Comfort modes
still
are a lost art on that, but
okay. So
it
you
does
had
have Eco Sport, Sport Plus. So going down had to do Sport Plus for research.
Yeah,
going back to Eco, it averaged 28 miles a gallon, which is its EPA highway rating on the way back.
Yeah,
it did 31 on the way down.
Yeah,
so it's like it did better in Sport Plus, but wasn't stuck in traffic then either.
I was going to say
South Boulevard's going to be South Boulevard.
Oh my God! Now the ride was still not very plush in Eco.
I don't think the suspension adjusts. I haven't done my research on that, but I think it's just whatever the engine's cranking out versus your exhaust note. That either way, it is angry coffee pot.
Is it stick?
Oh yeah,
I was a stick.
Oh, it's
nice.
like I like to call it picking my pony.
How was the transmission and action and everything?
It felt really solid.
That's good. That's good. They've come a long way.
The fact that it's a little smaller in my car, it's a little heavier in my car, but twice as powerful. It's like it's a shame that's been discontinued following this model year. But I see where Motor Trend was thinking 3 years ago to make that their performance car of the year. I was like, is that a Ferrari?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you actually did something affordable.
You could
and
give
now
it
they're going to kill it.
You could give it to a $200,000 supercar every year, but for the majority of us, it's not really attainable.
Yeah.
So I do like either that or just have performance car of the year categories: 50 and under, 50 to 100.
Yeah, the scaling.
Yep, and then 100 plus.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest, if a car's $100,000 or $1 million, will that $1 million car drive 10 times better than that $100,000 car? I don't think so.
Sure as I'm going to smack my telefunken. I had never noticed that before.
Well, you do have you're all sitting to your left, my right, a little further, so you got
the things we do.
Get the gangsta lean.
Yeah, the things we do to make sure that my rhino horn I've been growing since Father's Day showing up, huh?
How was the Veloster also? You said the interior quality was kind of not great, right?
Yeah, it's noticeably cheap. It was still a cloth interior.
Is the Rolla better? Or equal?
They're on par with each other. Like nothing terribly fancy in either one.
Yeah.
But one's explicitly an Econo car, and one's an Econo car made sporty.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's kind of like the old Civic SIs. They were pretty much exactly the fucking same.
Yeah.
Except the engine and drivetrain. So I get it. I kind of like the sleeper look though. I don't necessarily.
This one had the front air dam with like the two fangs going up.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to need to remove that because it still had the front air dam that was tucked away in the car, which made it even more snug.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, y'all deal with that. I can just vouch that this thing drove very well on very slick tires that rainy day.
Boy. Well,
kept the rubber side down, the bag on the wheel. What do you want, man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got the Michelins put on him while he's having some shakes at like 40 miles an hour and 60 miles an hour, and they were prime well tires. And they had plenty of tread life on them left, but I had one look at them and I went, gonna have to replace those. I didn't care if she didn't have the shakes.
Any idea how old they were?
No, but
or you can notice like uneven tread wear too.
No, I just didn't want them on the damn car.
Fair enough.
It's the only part of the car that should touch the road.
Yeah.
So I don't really cheap out,
And luckily the exhaust isn't after removing that rusty bracket.
Yes, because there's plenty of hangers.
And luckily the authorities haven't, called you for a bomb threat. Oh wait, it's not an Audi engine belt tensioner.
No. And it should be as reliable as a hammer. It has the rust on the underside, but nothing. Stuff's not rusting off of it. I mean,
yeah.
They're surface rust, and if you touch it, some of it will pop up. But you spray that shit with undercoating, it's not really going to get any worse here in North Carolina. So
and also it would be her own garage queen as well. Exactly.
And she parks in the parking deck at work. So I'll cover that shit up with undercoating, and it'll never be like it never happened. I'm not even.
No, whereas mine's facing the elements all the time.
Yeah, we the dealership we got it from was in Locust, and he's like, just a heads up, the owner will give you a $25 gas card if you leave a 5-star review.
Okay.
So I left a 5-star review, and then literally 2 days later got a gas card in the mail.
Nice.
$25 to Shell station.
All right, so you got yourself half a tank.
Not in mine. Hers
Hers
probably.
though, yeah. I was like, well, my last fill up, never mind, it was $4.20 at Costco because that's a new price nowadays. 11.4 gallons in a 14-gallon tank was $48.10.
I think my most expensive gas bill so far was $82. But the gas light was on too, so it was low. That CRV actually doesn't get as good a gas mileage as the newer ones, but it's all-wheel drive.
Yeah, and it's got the 5-speed automatic instead of a CVT. Kalen's being a 16 has a CVT in it. Mm-hmm. Yes, we don't like those. However, for what it is, it does very well.
She probably gets 30.
On the highway, yes.
Okay.
Driving in town, 23, 25.
Hers is rated at 23, 22 or 23 city, and then 28 highway. But the way Emily, she doesn't really have a lead foot, so
just an aggressive foot.
Yeah, she could probably get 30 out of the highway, especially with the new good tires on it, which are 75,000-mile tires now on Michelin's.
But I keep thinking it was 85. You told me the other day.
Shit, it might be 85 now. I don't know.
It's a lot.
It's a fucking lot. It should last us the entire time we've had the car.
Yeah.
Newsflash: I said we keep it for like a year or two.
Or
she's probably gonna love it.
Yeah,
because actually, you know what? It rides better than the HRV because it has bigger wheels and
it's a cushier car.
Well, it has 17-inch wheels, but the tires are bigger. The HRV had 18-inch wheels and lower profiles.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so those were 18s. But the HRV rode a little lower. It was a little sportier because it was the Sport. But it wasn't as... There's not much leg room. I couldn't stretch out in the HRV.
It's basically lifted fit. And that said, had things not panned out with Silver Car, there was a 16 HRV at my mechanic shop in Greensboro that had like 90K on the clock for the same money. So I had an immediate fallback plan had that one not come through. Luckily, the guy managed to fix the janky wheel bearing or something on it. I was like, yeah, he basically got the car for wholesale. And now I've noticed that, those are still staying expensive for my lovely Econobox, which the other day could happen to eat a mountain bike as well as a Costco run.
Very nice. Are you going to get a bike holder?
I kept thinking I want to get a roof rack, but they're expensive and eat into your gas mileage.
Yes.
What wouldn't do that part, if I could get a trailer hitch plus a hitch mount and do that instead.
Will it mount, are you going to get like a rear mounted one? And just, okay. So I didn't know
I'm thinking of going that way, that, the idea of having a trailer hitch on a Corolla hatchback is ridiculous, but it's not like I'm going to be, towing a tiny U-Haul trailer with it.
Not with that attitude.
Or I guess I could. Then I could finally join post my own picture on cars towing shit on FaceBase.
Or no, turn it around the other way and look at like the bikes towing the car.
Worst rickshaw ever.
Those are my favorite kind of puzzles. Alrighty, Steve, you ready to do the news?
No. Oh well.
Oh, you got something else?
Nah.
All right.
Never mind, I do have 2 roof racks for bikes, or roof-mounted bike carriers I bought thinking I would do that with the Vibe and never did.
So multiple roof racks. Are they roof racks?
Roofs racks.
Roofs racks. Oh boy. Well, Steve. Shit. Before we do the news,
we're going to do the thing.
Yeah, we're brown bagging.
All right, so first it's in a brown bag, and if I pull it out, the name of this is oddly hilariful for those watching. Got to make sure I face the product. Scandalous. Because this is Naked Malt Blended Scotch Whiskey.
Yay.
Boom. This is a new favorite that Kalen discovered at the store the other day, and this is now our 4th bottle of it.
86 proof and sherry casks, and anything in sherry casks is okay by me. We're drinking out of the Stranahan's complimentary Glencairn glasses that I got from Stranahan's. So,
and my current non-booze I'm drinking is the LaCroix Limoncello. It's delicious.
I concur. It was even good warm, which is normally not my favorite way to
imbibe a
Imbibe
carbonated beverage.
Carbonated coffee.
That's a thing.
It is?
By proxy, you at least have the Coke coffee.
Yeah, but we don't even sell that anymore. I think I was the only
That
one buying
might
it.
have gone the way of C2. Remember that one?
Yes, I do. All right, Steve, sláinte to you, buddy. Even though that's Irish and this is Scotch.
Speaking of Scotch, my parents are currently on their way to Scotland.
Ooh.
Mom texted me at noon that they landed in Newark and had a layover until 8 p.m. to leave for Edinburgh.
Very nice. How long are they going to stay?
2 weeks.
Fuck, yes. That's amazing.
Kayla and I had been invited, as well as the rest of the McBride and Nick's kids, and I don't think they had any bites since that's a very expensive, long time to be away.
Yeah. Not only do you have to pay for the trip, but you have to reimburse yourself for the vacation. So,
like, at least I would have the vacation time for this. Kaylin does not.
Right.
She at least has vacation time versus the previous place when that was getting very difficult. But it's still 2 weeks.
yeah.
I rolled over 3 days, so for the year I would have 23 days vacation.
Nice.
And a few more holidays. It's up Juneteenth. Love you, buddy.
Yes. Yeah, that one does not simply go to Scotland for 3 days.
Yeah, it would take longer to fly there at this rate. Goodness. And with all the travel delays, see also Kay's folks going up northeast for the next 2 weeks to see some family friends and see Ryan and Co. and like basically covering everything from upstate New York to Rhode Island.
You know, it's got to be. It can't be that hot right now. I mean, I know it's July.
Less warm.
80s.
Well, sure. So much so that they don't have central air at Ryan's house in Rhode Island.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
When we went there 3 years ago, it was significantly chillier than the week before, they said.
Yeah.
That it was like 65 a day and 40 at night
Oh.
at the end of August.
Yes, that's beautiful.
And things haven't quite panned out for us to return there the end of this August. So it's still up in the air. Maybe it's happening. Maybe it's not happening. Let's see them up again. Mm-hmm. Else, plan B, we just go to the beach here.
Yeah, I mean, you got somewhere to stay, so that helps. Every time I cut the grass like I did this morning, I get done and I go, wonder what it's really like to live somewhere cold.
I haven't mowed my yard in 3 weeks, but it looks the part. I've got, what's it, dandelions or those yellow weed flowers?
Yes.
Lots and lots and lots of them right now.
Boy. Well, perhaps you should just buy a really cheap riding mower.
Mayhaps.
If you're going to
Of
be
course, I
there.
don't have the garage space right now. No, what I could do is retrofit one of the bikes with a real mower on it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'd like that. Have a mechanical rider.
Interesting. Because what's the lot? Is it 3/4 of an acre?
It's half.
It's half an acre. Yeah, that's still. I mean, this is a tenth.
It's quite. Like yours would do very well for an electric mower. Mine, it's a lot much that it took me 3 years to finally run the cord over, but it's still half an acre, and my best time was an hour 45.
Yeah, my best time is 20 minutes. That's cutting, weed eating, and blowing away everything. So, but I was actually going at a normal clip. I could probably do it faster, but
Don't
why
kill
when it's
yourself
that
at
hot?
it.
Fuck
Yeah.
no. God no. But I'm too cheap to pay somebody to do a tenth of an acre.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm just not. For what it would cost, like a month.
Oh, meanwhile, I could afford it, but I don't wish to spend the money on things that I could promptly ignore too.
Thank you. Same reason I still.
And that said, I don't have an HOA.
True.
It's easily one of the worst yards in the neighborhood, and I don't care.
It's not your house.
Nope.
I still like changing oil. I still like working on the car. So as long as I'm able to do it, I'll do it. Even if I
think
make
if it's-
twice what I made.
I think it's in garage, though. That's less an issue. Like, a lot of apartment complexes frown upon that. I changed it in the 89 VW once.
But you usually take your cars in.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't trust anybody.
Well, Manchester is now Mint Hill Automotive, and they took good care of the Silver Bullet, but that was an oil change.
Right.
And I was like, I had an appointment. We're not sure I can get you in. I could wait. And for the love of dog, please change the radio station there.
Mm-hmm. That bad?
See you next Tuesday, Tree? Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
They at least had a free-to-play Pac-Man machine, and you know what? I'm still not good at Pac-Man. Remember my first birthday party, Mom's got a picture of me having destroyed a Pac-Man cake.
Nice.
And for 40, she made me a Pac-Man cake. It's like, this is delicious. It's like, I'm not big on eating dessert. Yes, it's lovely. However,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not holding steady at $1.78 by eating birthday cake.
No, and you and I are kind of cut from the same cloth of savory over sweet.
Yep.
But the Oreo stuff from last night.
That was lovely.
And I left that and my fucking beer at his house. I'm more upset about the ice cream. Actually, I told him they could have the ice cream for hosting us and feeding us. But
Yeah.
that was fun. I would do that again.
Next time we do something there, let's not be out to kill ourselves.
Right. But also, they cook the wings in the sauce, so that will bring the heat down. We were going straight into it. So Brian's like, boink. Is that good? I'm like, that's plenty. But that gator I saw that, I was like, that's plenty.
I still have the vast majority of that 5-pound bag of wings, so I see lots of chicken in my future. Because I also have a Costco rotisserie chicken and a chicken Alfredo and a chicken salad I picked up the other day that was like grilled chicken on top of a bed of whatever. So probably by the middle of the month, I might be growing feathers.
Are you saying that the bird is the word? I'm okay with that. Steve, let's do the news. Steve, stop me when you've heard this before, but there's a diesel cheating emissions scandal. Part 2. German Hyundai and Kia offices are raided over possible cheating on emissions in their diesel vehicles.
Heilige Scheiße.
So even when it's not German cars, it's still in Germany. Because Hyundai and Kia sell many more diesel cars.
I don't think there is such a thing stateside.
Don't worry. I think they're going to give every person who bought a diesel one free spark plugs for life.
Glow them if you got them.
If you don't get that joke, you're clearly not a fan of this fucking show. Steve, raise your glass or a beer, whatever. Nissan is killing off the Titan.
Wow.
Rest in peace, Nissan Titan.
Speaking of diesel appliances.
I always kind of liked the way they looked.
Yeah. It was giant Frontier.
Yes, however, out of Ford, Chevy, Dodge, Toyota, and Nissan, am I leaving any other big name brand of truck out? I don't think so. Not V8 big truck. I don't think anybody else. So,
the Titan was the other brand to offer a Cummins diesel. So you can really confuse Dodge people with that.
Am I wrong to... I don't think Nissan ever offered the 5.6 V8 with a stick.
No, I would think it was always automatic only.
Gotcha. Even the 6 cylinders.
I would call that one a stillborn.
Yes.
The Tundra, at least for its first 6 years, had the stick option.
So
I think are incredibly difficult to come by because I keep looking.
So I think when you see, if you think and see full-size truck out in the wild, way more F-150s than anything.
Yeah.
Probably Nissan is probably the least
for the last year and a half, they just keep making me angry.
Yes. So it's probably, you see the American ones, and then you probably see Nissans at the bottom. So the fact that they're killing the Titans.
You don't see a lot of Titans out there.
No.
So you're saying we are now forgetting the Titans.
We are forgetting the Titans. Draco Motors. What?
How about the Armada and the Infiniti Beluga Whale?
I think they're still staying only because SUV. Because that's America for you, buddy.
My coworker currently has a QX80 as a rental. Since his car is taking an incredibly long time to get repaired. Prior to, he had a 4Runner as a rental, It also had another silver 4Runner in Phoenix as a rental. It's like, wait, how'd you get the same rental car here?
Why is he having repairs done?
Spousal car incident.
Oh, okay. Enough said. Yep, that's another reason I was kind of glad they totaled it, because it was like, we might not get parts for...
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, we're not driving the Pastel Princess around for $20 a fucking day.
Yeah.
So we had that rental car for 3 weeks, almost on the... Actually, 3 weeks to the day.
Do the folks here know what the rental had been?
The Pastel Princess. It was a Chevy Spark from 2021
in Carolina blue.
In very pastel Carolina blue. It looked.
It's a car that
awful.
looks like an Easter egg and the color of an Easter egg.
It looked awful. However, I did take it to the parts store because I needed lug studs for the Jeep, and it was actually really fucking fun to drive because it's so damn tiny. And the steering is so direct. The steering was actually heavy on it, like heavy. So it was a lot of fun. And when you don't need the backup camera. You look behind you, and that's where behind you
Those
is.
are now federally mandated as of 2018.
Absolutely. But even if you had the option, you didn't need... Like, you can read your own license plate from the driver's seat. Like, the car's so fucking small. So, but, I mean, it was just... I mean, you could just whip that fucking thing around. I mean, the tires were this wide. Mm-hmm. I completely...
Was it 175s? 175s or 185s? I know it was like one something.
You know what? We have the technology. Oh, that's decadent. 185, 55, 15. Lawnmower.
I'm pretty sure my 97 Gary Fisher that's picked up has bigger tires.
At 98 horsepower, 1.4 liter 4-cylinder. And you can get it with a stick. That's amazing.
Yep.
By the way, it's very cheap on the inside. It's very plasticky, but nothing rattled or creaked. I know it's only a year old, but it's a GM car. I completely see the point in shitty econo boxes like that. If you lived downtown, something like that would be perfect. You could park it anywhere, go anywhere, and you get decent fucking gas mileage out of it. So, yes.
That would only net you 3 stars in Uber to drive one of those, though.
Yes. It's also very...
Did you test out the back seat at all?
No.
It's snug. Like, the fact you could reach the back glass says everything you need to know.
She's
that
tiny.
either you have, alleged space for 2.5 people in the back seat, or you have cargo room. You can't have both.
No. You'd be very lucky to fit a set of golf clubs.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, every time I see a Yaris, makes me really happy I've got the Corolla.
As it should in every way. Draco Motors of San Jose, California is to release the Draco Dragon, a 2,000 horsepower electric SUV with a 0 to 60 time at 1.9 seconds, toy boat, and a top speed of 200 miles per hour at a cost of $1.3 million. You know how terrifying it would be to be going 200 miles an hour silently? Can't imagine the range is terribly good on that.
Not with that attitude.
No. It looks really good in the teaser. I don't have it up. It was the Draco Dragon.
Because why not make it Italian and English?
Well, what they need to do, now that I've thought of it, is have a track day session included with every purchase, and the session called How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, he's already empty. Want to keep going with yours, or you want to go to Red Oak?
Let's do another one of these.
End up with Red Oak?
Sure.
All right, that'll work. I don't think we're saving the planet with 2,000 horsepower SUVs. Like, the fuck is this?
That was one of the beers from your old store.
That's amazing, and I love the can. Steve, explain to everybody what that is.
So, for those of you united with watch this is the Big Boss Trail Guide IPA, where we've got us the brawny man riding a black bear on the can. Description of goods, their words. Classic Pacific Northwest hop varietals, Chinook and Cascade. Hey, the helicopters?
Nice.
Lend an aggressive citrus and pine character with a rounded bitter finish to Trail Guide West Coast styled IPA. El Dorado hops add a unique feature to the brew alongside a subtle tropical fruit backing. A beer built for the deep wooded mountains as you're surrounded by evergreens and friends. 40 IBU.
Well, which El Dorado? Are we talking like the 90s one or like the old school cool one?
70s, man. If you can't tie bullhorns to it, it ain't an Aldo.
That's true. All
Weighing in at 6.5 ABV.
Uno, dos, tres.
Say.
Oh, I think we actually got it on the same.
Sure looks it.
It smells like the woods. All right.
This was one of the last of your old store's selections that was actually interesting.
It tastes like the woods, in a way that is not derogatory at all. Yeah, we couldn't have got that much better. we finally cracked the cans in the same wavelength.
I just screen cap that.
I think I fucking will. Like later, I don't want to fuck with it while it's recording because it might not play nicely. All right, cool. Steve, Toyota's BZ4X EV. Oh, did you see that? Did you see the Draco? Did you pull it up or? There were teaser pictures, and what I saw looked pretty cool.
Looks very Tesla-ish.
Hopefully, with not the panel gap. You have $1.3 million. It better be.
Draco got back.
Toyota's BZ4X EV could be the first SUV of the brand to receive a GR package.
That's cheering news than I was expecting, AJ. Considering it's already been recalled for faulty lug nuts. The fuck?
Yeah. Yep, it has. And why? Why would... at least Acura had the sense to have 3 letters. 3 letters is cool. That's fine. I don't love it. I like names better. But lowercase b, capital Z, 4, lowercase x is the name that you guys came up with. Like, could you not do any better? Is there not an old Toyota model that you could just revive and call it that, just like everybody else was fucking doing? The beat... I hate it, Steve. I don't like it. Steve, you don't like it either. And you know what else I don't like? The next topic. 12% of USA car payments top $1,000 per month, while the average now is over $700 a month for a car payment.
Not it.
Nope.
And you weren't it. Emily wasn't it.
Nope. And what is your most expensive car payment you've ever had? And I'm not talking paying like actual what the car note was worth, like the amount you were supposed to pay every month.
Either the 98 GTI or the 07 Tacoma, the both of which were 4 years old here, 7 years old there, and that might have been $250.
I want to say...
obviously, nothing brand new. My youngest cars have only been 4 years old.
Right. I think the S2000 was my most expensive at $260 a month. So, a third of what the average is now. Yeah. No, the TSX was. TSX was $305. The TSX was $305 a month. However, that's still over half less. So, I can't imagine having $1,000. I could imagine $700, but $1,000 a month for your car.
I'm already trying to grapple with $700 for a mortgage. Oh wait, that'd be a good payment now.
That'd be a great payment now. Well, yeah.
I did find a place that was $130K in Concord.
Yeah, Steve.
Once again, it looked like somebody got murdered there.
Yeah, well, now ritualistic murder, like they were in on it and it just was a snuff film going too far, or like an actual murder.
Or maybe it's just bad maintenance after 82 years.
Oh, boy.
It was rough.
And if you put them... It depends on how much money you put down. You could, if you got it around $300, you probably get a mortgage under $2,000.
Yeah, we're in no state of condition for down payment proper.
What about
like the pesky due diligence and then PMI? Like it's still not looking good for us yet.
I'm just
finally make it a bit more mediocre and everything gets more expensive. No, I've been so mad lately.
You got somebody to share that life with, though, so she's a fucking saint. And vinyl cabin's cool, if not holy. And there's no good kind of holy, except Swiss cheese.
I prefer provolone.
Actually, you know what? What is your favorite kind of cheese?
Munster.
Same. You know what Munster cheese? It's all cow cheese. There's no other kind of meal. It's all from cow. Munster's my favorite cheese too. Although I do really, really like sharp cheddar. But it has I wouldn't put sharp cheddar on the same sandwich I would put Munster cheese on. It's like sharp cheddar's better on a cracker with like meat than mustard and shit like that. Which you're getting the hang of. He's getting the hang of mustard, folks.
Yep.
Recent study predicts 60% of cars sold by 2026 will be EV or hybrid, and I completely disagree.
What percentage?
60%.
No.
I completely disagree. Thank you, Steve. Because 60% of cars sold now, there's not even an option for it.
No.
Look how many CRVs there are.
Mm-hmm. They only went hybrid with the, 2017, 2018 model year?
Mm-hmm. And there's not one for the new one. And how many CRVs do you see? Wranglers have hybrids.
Billion.
How many of those do you see?
Yeah. Versus few. The 4xe.
Mm-hmm.
4xe, they said.
Maybe they're ravers.
Ecstasy-cellent.
Yeah, I just don't see it because
you think the chip shortage is bad. The sourcing of lithium is very dirty business. Oh, hello, Gaston County. Can't wait to see the craters that are developed there.
Like Gastonia?
Yeah. I mean, that's apparently
crater.
a new lithium mine in the works there, by the way.
No shit. Doesn't most of the world's lithium come from Ukraine?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ukrainian lithium's probably better than Gastonia lithium, if I'm honest. Maybe as good as Nirvana lithium?
I'm so happy because today my car runs on gas.
Florida passes a law that restricts the volume from your car's music in certain designated areas. Thank you, computer.
That's really odd timing.
Double fines and a 3-day impounding are said to be punishment. I'm not completely against this. Normally, I do say do whatever you want to do, but I'll give you an example. At my old store, I was out watering the plants, and there was a guy in the drive-thru at Wendy's blaring his music so loudly I could clearly hear every word that was said. And he was behind somebody trying to order, and he just did not turn his music. I can't imagine that they even got that order. So, yeah, maybe keep your fucking music.
This is when I miss having metal bumpers.
I have metal bumpers now, but now they're so expensive I don't want to hit anything with them. So I just need to get the bull bar on the front.
Yeah, pity that another 97 Tacoma is way more expensive than a 97 Gary Fisher 24-speed.
Yeah. Well, the rear bumper on the Cherokee was steel, and the front one was plastic. The front corners were plastic. I think the front bumper of the Cherokee was metal, too. And it was when I got rear-ended in that, the rear one was $80 to replace. Yeah. That just looked like a piece of stamped steel that was powder-coated black. No shape to it at all. Mm-hmm. On to car news, Steve. Lamborghini has posted their best production year in its history in 2021.
By selling, over 5,000 cars in a year?
8,405 cars.
Well over. Wowzers.
8,000 in 2021. They've already sold 5,500 this year. So they're going to sell more. Do you know what most of them are now, unfortunately? Yep, Audi Q8s that fell and hit every ugly branch on the tree.
You know, who'd have thunk the resurrection of the Pontiac Aztec could prove so popular?
That's exactly what it looks like. Is it the V12 in that?
Or at least a 10.
That is every time I see one of those, I'm just... You do realize Ferruccio Lamborghini's probably rolling over in his grave right now, looking at that. However, they're posting pretty good fucking profits. So, but it's so ugly. looking up how much is the Urus is definitely more expensive than the Q8.
Yeah, I think probably double.
You think it's double?
First it says a 4.0 V8.
Oh. I'd still rather have a Rambo Lambo than any Urus, even knowing it's hilariously impractical. But the seats in the back.
Lambo Urus does not use hallmark of naturally aspirated V10 or V12s, but either twin-turbo V8 or more powerful twin-turbo V8.
Yo, dog.
Heard you like turbos. It's probably just a magic of it needing to, be that big, but, turbo V8's going to do a little better on fuel because they'll pretend to care a little bit about that. Because they have to.
Yeah.
I can only imagine seeing somebody swapping a V12 into one. Because, there's got to be the space under that beak to do so.
Some kind of Saudi prince oil tycoon. Mm-hmm. Or Hoovy.
Yep.
And put the LS in the 911.
I really enjoy me some vehicular schadenfreude from Hoovy.
All right, that's all the car news. So, Steve.
Did you see the video when he met the guy whose MR2 smacked into the side of the YMCA during the tornado?
No.
Oh, it was gnarly. That the Wizard does manage to get said MR2 that is compacted to the size of this table to start before catching fire, but they ran a crowdfunding and do replaces NA MR2 with a turbo MR2 that's obviously not been smacked into the side of a YMCA.
Oh, God.
The one that collided with it hit the nursery, so they were pulling like doll parts out of it. Courtney Love's band is laughing something fierce.
That kind of nursery, not plants.
Yeah. It's like, well, typically a YMCA doesn't have a garden of any sort, so there's that.
True.
That said, I'm going to tell Chrissy's Nursery on 29 and George Lyles to stop it with the bullshit under their sign.
One infant, please. We used to go to Chick-fil-A and we drive by there. Like when I worked at that store, the Concord store. Is that where you got this from? My old store? Or
no, the one
store?
at Harrisburg.
That's right.
Yeah, the old one. The gate station closed. Which
gate closed
while it was busy being unoccupied. They were holding, like, someone kept updating that the gas price there was still $2.73 when it was no longer open.
That's
therefore
amazing.
No longer being updated.
That's amazing.
But yeah, the gas station still standing, signage is down, and in the part of the parking lot by 29, they're putting a tiny coffee shop there called the Human Bean. What in the BFG is going on here when the Giant keeps referring to people as human beings?
Yeah. I didn't realize they closed, but I have no reason to go to Concord anymore unless I have a gig. So
yeah.
Funny story, when lottery became legal, like the day, because it was like 9 a.m., blah, blah, blah. So we all walked to the gate station, got scratch-offs, and I got carded. I was like, I showed him my card. I was like, you do realize it's like a Tuesday during school year, and I have a work uniform on, and clearly I'm over 18 years old.
Yeah.
I think I was, when was lottery league?
2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere in this earlier half of the aughts.
August 31st, 2005. I was 19 years old. So yeah, I got carded for that. But I've looked I have more gray hair, but I've pretty much looked the same since I was 16 years old. So I was like, well, here. So I played a scratch off and I lost. Like, story of scratch offs.
Well, when I was in Rhode Island, I turned $20 into 60.
But we know when to quit, though.
Yeah.
But even like at the poker table, I'll play poker because it's really fucking fun too. So you could pay $100 and have a lot less fun somewhere else. So I don't buy into those $1,000 tournaments and shit like that. Like,
yeah.
I buy into $100 tournaments and then I'm done. But anyway, Moving on. On to beer news, Steve. Martin House Brewing of Fort Worth, Texas boasts a new barbecue sauce beer called Murph Juice. Sign me the fuck up. More for me?
I'd totally try it. You know, worst comes to worst, that would instantly be the quintessential marinating beer.
Yeah.
That if you don't like it, it's going to do really well to drown your pork, chicken, beef in.
I was like, beer can chicken with a barbecue sauce beer.
That sounds like cheating. It just sounds like cheating.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying. That sounds amazing. What is your favorite condiment?
Steak sauce has been up there for a hot minute, and garlic aioli is preparing to dethrone it. Mayonnaise proper, I could take it or leave it, but to have the garlic component of it is pretty damn groovy. I guess also yesterday's breakfast of a not quite Philly cheesesteak that I added garlic aioli and roasted red peppers to it.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Mushroom still?
No, this was simply a roast beef and cheese sandwich. So, like I said, a not quite Philly cheesesteak.
Have you tried some of the Philly cheesesteaks have cheese whiz on them? Have you tried that?
I've not been in a hurry to try the most Philadelphia of cheesesteaks.
No,
the fact that you can have this with Provo.
Why mess with a good thing? Yeah. Because cheese whiz is not actually cheese, and
a cheese byproduct.
If water is the first ingredient, then it's not probably really cheese.
I just have to drink my cheese.
I don't know if I have.
Also, last night with the milk at the rescue and the Monterey Colby cubes I brought to rescue.
Those are dynamite.
I like those a lot.
I don't know if I have it depends on the dish, because I could put salsa on any fucking thing.
Yep.
Has to not be too chunky, though.
I almost did that with this morning's meatball sub for breakfast. I picked up a couple of subs at the store that were well past due, and I toasted the hell out of them.
Romance language fusion, like Mexican-Italian fusion. I mean,
See.
Meatball sub with salsa and Mexican 4 cheese instead of provolone on the Italian meatballs.
Get back to you on that.
We might be onto something.
That sounds good.
I will say the cilantro crema sauce at that empanada food truck from Pour last week. That cilantro crema sauce was fucking dynamite.
Have you had the avocado salsa? Either from Hardee's or...
Yeah, you had the pool party, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was decent. Like, if avocado's in something, fine. But, like, guacamole, take it or leave it. But the avocado salsa was good.
The guac salsa is quite good.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I love ketchup. I don't know. It just depends on the dish for me.
It's funny that Kaylin does not like ketchup. She loves tomatoes and anything else, but doesn't like ketchup.
And I love ketchup, and I don't like tomatoes. So...
somewhere in between
is
you salsa.
No, yeah, salsa. Oh my
hi. I like almost everything.
Pretty much, yeah. Your list of your DNR list is a lot shorter than mine.
And for the love of dog, the bomb is unhelpable. That seems to be very expensive for something very terrible.
Yes, but it's the novelty of having it. At least all the other sauces had good flavor, had a flavor. Even the Gator sauce does have a good flavor before it fucking kills you execution style. Yeah. Coors Light is to release a special edition beer using melted ice from the hockey rink of the Stanley Cup champion Colorado Avalanche. Now, I hope nobody got into a fight or there's no blood or anything.
Well, by default, they need to filter this.
Sure.
And the fact, if there had been a fight with blood, that does make this more interesting.
So it's not vegan anymore.
Did night filter? It becomes vampiric at that point.
Coors Light is people!
Well, you shan't drink them microbrews. However, we have the episode title to quote you.
Have you ever tried Coors Banquet?
Yeah.
How is it?
A little heavy, a little bacony.
Really?
Yeah.
So
it's like for for being microbrew, like I could see why this would be all the rage back in the 70s when it didn't distribute past the Mississippi. Mm-hmm. Hence, one of my favorite movies. That's One Fierce Beer Run for Coors of any sort, because Coors Light didn't come out until 5 years later.
Right.
Oh, what's up, Smokey and the Bandit?
Oh, damn, that was right, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 77. And just completely insane movie. And they made 2 more that I've yet to see the sequels. Like, they just kept getting worse. But the first one is one of those you can't make now. Mostly because Jackie Gleason is the sheriff, and it's just this potty mouth son of a bitch and a half.
Was he going, pow right in the kisser, pow right in the kisser?
Beyond that.
Yeah, because movie. I haven't seen that, and I have not seen Cannonball Run. Even though it has a Starry on in it, the second one. Haven't seen Cannonball Run. Haven't seen a lot of the Burt Reynolds movies.
Watch the first of both of those. The sequels get worse, but yeah, definitely watch Burton 77 and Burton 81.
81's Cannonball Run, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny because Coco's original name was Smokey, and her brother was Bandit. There were only 2 in the litter. There were Smokey and the Bandit. And she's like, here's Smokey, Coco. And handed Coco.
Totally
Coco walks all over. And she goes, here's Bandit. Did not want any part of me touching this kitty. I was like, we'll take this one. And it worked out.
You did all right.
She was sick earlier. She's good now.
Apparently your cat is a reminder of the importance of dental care.
Yeah, really. It had to have been that. I can't think of anything else it would have been. Because Coco's... You've fed her before.
Uh-huh.
She will not stop screaming at you till she gets her grub.
Yep.
And the fact that she smelled it and walked away was like, I'm sorry, what?
I'm just glad it wasn't kidney failure, because that's what was the demise of Punk.
Yeah,
and typically is the demise of a lot of pets that with kidney failure, they'll just stop eating.
Yeah,
so luckily, new lease, still terrifying.
Yeah.
Glad that panned out well.
Me too. We because everything came back normal because she was still using the bathroom and everything. But when they did her test, it was creatine kinase was elevated, just like which shows muscle trauma or anorexia in cats. And I was like, well, I know it's not anorexia. I mean, she's light, but she's tiny. She's
right.
Kind of small. I mean, she weighed 6.75 pounds. And she's the heaviest kitty we have. Well, Cairo's actually bigger, so she's a little heavier. She's like 7 pounds.
I actually bought leather gloves so I could attempt to pick up the wildcats on my patio.
Nice.
So if ever I could actually get a weight on Trixie, I'll get back to you.
So they said she was a normal weight, and she didn't show signs of muscular trauma because, she likes belly rubs and all that shit. And she's walking just fine. I don't know. She seems to be better now. She's eating all her food.
Oh, you said it was something in her teeth?
She had really serious plaque buildup on the top, and the vet actually chipped it off with her fingernail, and you could see it fall. And it was each side was about the size of if you cut your thumbnail. Mm-hmm. It was about that size on each side. And of course, how often do I check my cat's mouth, which I need to fucking start doing, I guess.
How about never?
Yeah. So she knocked that out, and well, now she's eating
better
again.
Now.
So maybe it was just causing her some gum discomfort.
Sure.
She looked at the dry food and went, well, that hurt last time I ate that, so I'm not eating that. Very well might have. I don't know. Moving on. Sapporo acquires Stone Brewing.
Oh, darn. Another indie brewery gets bought out, but the fact it's Sapporo and not a Miller Coors, I'm less worried about it.
You too?
Yeah.
I can take it or leave it. I had to make sure I spelled the word acquired right. I looked at it and it just didn't look right to me. You ever do that with a word? You're like, did I spell that right?
Acquired and aquarium are different enough, by the way.
Yes. A new study reveals what type of beer is the worst beer to drink if you have blood sugar issues. It's not cider because that's not really a beer.
Oh, that would be sugary already. A triple IPA.
No. 2 more guesses.
A Belgian quad.
Nope. Think lighter ABV.
A Kolsch.
A shandy. Because shandies are traditionally made with fruit juice.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Things that I don't normally partake in, so that's not at the top of any list.
It should be at Southern Range. They do the best shandies.
Okay.
They had a blueberry and a strawberry shandy, and I swear to you, it's dangerous. That I just kept drinking that all night.
When I was in Germany, something akin to that would be like a half lemonade, half pilsner, or half lemonade, half wheat beer. Mm-hmm. The both of those were very popular in Munich, or north of Munich. July of '99.
Mm-hmm.
That my beer tastes were still quite new.
Yes.
And at the time, discovered I liked the wheats more than the pilsners.
So we have Arnold Palmer here. So what would a half German beer and half lemonade be? A Hasselhoff?
Yes.
I was trying to think
Which
of
is
other
a bit
famous German people, but then my mind went to a dark place.
it was like, for what it's worth, an American that's been popular with the Germans.
Very popular.
Go with that.
Why?
These things do not need to make sense, but how much of his music have you heard? None. Super.
Oh, it's.
I don't care. I haven't. No, the fact that the Germans made Rammstein.
True. Are you saying
I don't need to dabble in whoever the inspiration for Rex Manning had been?
Are you saying there needs to be? You're saying David Hasselhoff needs to join Rammstein on stage for one song?
Do go on.
I would kill to see that.
That sounds incredible. Speaking of Rammstein, did you hear that when they played in England, they could be heard 11 miles away?
Amazing. That's how you play a rock concert. So what we call is the Ramselhoffs?
Instead of Hofstein?
Hofstein. Hofstein sounds like a beer.
It does. It sounds like your beer stein's only half full.
It's a Hofstein. It's a Hofstein.
Technically, it'll be Hobstein, but still.
Hofstein, yes.
Oh, yeah. See, you know the German now, because I barely do after 20 years.
No, you know way more German than I do, buddy.
You disagree with what I say
you could
regarding that language.
Yeah, there was an episode of Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, and so he's like, talk in Armenian to me. And like, he would say something, she would respond in Armenian because she's from Armenia. And and she was just telling him he was like a shithead and all this stuff. And he's just like, yeah, I agree. We did. I like Sona's cute.
That said, the Armenian joint closed a few months ago, but I met the guy who'd been running it and somehow did not catch fire going to the Armenian church during the Armenian festival a few weeks ago.
You said Armenian food was it right? It wasn't rice heavy. Was it like rice heavy, bean heavy?
Rice heavy. The offering, at the restaurant, considering it's in Central Asia, a lot of Mediterranean influence, a lot of Russian influence, a lot of a lot of Polish influence. That all the powers that be made for really interesting cuisine.
That is a good that. I feel like that and like Turkey, the Balkan stuff's interesting too because you get that.
You never met Natalie's brother-in-law Mark, did you?
No, I see his name pop up a lot, but
he went to the nation of Turkey.
Nice.
And had a blast and a half. Apparently it's for work, was that everything was slanted. The food's amazing, the people are amazing, had quite the time. Yeah,
because your Balkan gets Ottoman Empire and Roman Empire, so there's a lot of different. Bordek, I made Bordek one night, from the Bosnian dish.
I was like, I do not know that one.
Dude, it's fucking good. It was phyllo dough and just stuffed with meat, spices, and cheese, and then sour cream on top, and just bake it. It was so fucking good, man.
Nice.
It was just really good. Like you brush the you brush the phyllo with butter. You finish it with the sour cream sauce on top. It was fucking amazing. It was really, really good. I made it, and Samir was like, not authentic, but good. Thanks, dipshit. I tried my best. Tamsworth Whiskey of New Hampshire is releasing a crab-infused whiskey.
Something Kayla will never drink.
More for us.
Yes.
Because I do like my crab.
It's funny. It's like, but considering it's New Hampshire, I would have thought that sounds more like a Maryland thing. Like, we're gonna have is the Old Bay vodka.
I could take or leave Old Bay most of the time. It's not bad. It's just it's Old Bay.
It's a lot.
It's aggressive.
It's more aggressive seasoning salt.
Yeah.
That said, those chips though,
the crab chips are good.
It's crab seasoning chips. Thank you.
Wait,
but her ex
yours are made with real shell. I'm getting the wrong ones.
Whoops. Yeah, that her ex-husband's from Maryland, so about anything seafoodish or Maryland, she kind of hates.
My ex-girlfriend's from Maryland. I mean, my current wife. She was born in Maryland.
Thanks, Danny Gould. You hear that episode with him on Marin?
Yes, it was great.
I really need to watch the 1970 movie Airport now.
Yes, and I didn't realize it was that old.
We'll get you the best actors there are. We're not going to take you to some butcher above a drugstore.
Yep.
It's like, this is 1970. It's like, well, here we are.
Yep. Welcome back.
Oh, man. A few weeks ago had me so upset I'm no longer getting sour cream and tomatoes on my tacos.
Just call us Cotter because welcome back to the 70s. Last but not least on alcohol news, Playboy, owned Rare Hair Bourbon, H-A-R-E. Rare Hair Bourbon releases a 17-year-old spirit aged in French cognac barrels, 125 proof, and it's $589. To which I reply, bravo for making it a 17-year-old spirit and not an 18-year-old spirit. Winger would be very proud of this whiskey.
And the Beatles. She was only 17, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I never danced with another, and I don't remember the words.
I don't think you have to.
This is how we get flagged off of YouTube.
You know what? It doesn't matter. We get more downloads on the site and from Spotify and everything than we do on YouTube. Frank Zappa is the most recent. His estate. He's fucking dead.
Since 93, by the way.
Yeah.
That said, Marin's most recent picture of himself looks a lot like Frank Zappa.
Well, once you date Moon, you start to look like her father, I guess, right? Are they not?
I've got a feeling I shan't have that opportunity.
Unfortunately. Moon's pretty cute. I digress. Yep, he's the most recent.
Sorry, I'm a bit, occupied nowadays.
I'm thinking theoretically here. Are you out? Red Oak.
Sure.
Or what do you got next?
Another one of them, and Sentinel thing.
Let's do a red.
Okay.
We have not had pretty much the all around best beer.
The beer. It's been a while, but I built a cult around. So
it's the goods.
Yes, let's do the thing.
All right, who gets it? You get it. No, you get paper. Actually, I don't know what this is. This is paper. This is karate. I'll get it. Though.
Paper covers rock. Scissors make interesting videos.
It always bothered me. Paper does not beat rock.
Hey, rules are rules. And I saw a Duderman at the store the other day that had a shirt that was, let's settle this like men. That was a rock, paper, scissors thingamahoo's it. Like, it was rock, paper, scissors, and my AR. And I'm like, go fuck yourself.
So we played Friday night at Southern Range, and they have a boxing machine where they have the thing come down, you punch it, and it goes. The numbers go up.
I haven't seen one of those in 5 years. Like, so who's the biggest aggressive asshole?
Yeah, two of the guys there were very consistently punching over 900, and it only goes up to 1,000. And I was like, well, remind me not to fuck with you guys.
Uh-huh.
He's like, come up here and punch it. I was like, y'all don't want me to go up there.
No.
Y'all have never seen numbers go that low.
I don't hit this so lightly, it's not going to budge.
And they have other games and shit there. And they have a Dale Jr. Racing arcade game. And I was like, it's a good thing it's not a Dale Sr. game. We know how that game ends. And I hear, ooh.
Yeah, too bad there's not a full bar here because of the brewery. It's like, yeah, get me a Harvey Wallbanger.
Steve, Red Oak.
Kasink.
Gateway beer for people who don't like beer. God damn it, it's still good in cans, too.
Yep.
I've never had it in a can. I've only had it in bottles or draft.
Yep. It was a big stink years ago when you could even get a growler of it was the only way to get it homeside years ago.
So, I didn't ask Brian about it yesterday, but when they move, he's thinking about not taking his kegerator with him. Well, he said, would you be interested? I was like, how much did you pay for it? He goes, like $650. And I was like, how much would you part for it? He goes, under $200. I said, I'd be interested. So I asked Emily, I was like, Emmy, we get the kegerator. I can get a pony keg of, or actually it'll fit a half, it'll fit a half keg. It's a big fucking kegerator. I was like, what do you think about having that and just having a fucking half keg of Red Oak in here at all times because it's refrigerated? She goes, how long would it last? I said, it's a keg, so.
Longer.
Longer.
Given the nature of the beer, maybe not as long as others, but definitely better than...
Probably quarterly.
Mayhaps.
Probably last 3 months.
Or, make a science experiment from it. That said, years ago, Total Wine quit carrying it because people kept stealing the kegs.
Yeah.
Because they would have these black rubberized kegs instead of a conventional stainless keg. Like, oh, this looks neat, and it's from them. Mm-hmm. The deposit's cheap. I now have me a trophy that dog help you if you cut the thing open.
Also, you can't, if you're a percussionist for Slipknot, you can't really use it live because hitting rubber with a piece of wood doesn't really make the same sound.
Don't know if you recall the 97 Tacoma that had the toolbox on it.
Yeah.
Had a generous dent in said toolbox. That was a result of a keg sliding and colliding with the toolbox.
Sliding and colliding. That sounds like a great techno band.
The dent in the fender was likely from someone's stray bicycle at one of the biking events. The dent in the bumper was a result of hitting a telephone pole. Because luckily I had stopped driving the truck with the bed down at the time to discover that the mileage on that was unimpacted if you left the tail up or tail down.
Right.
Otherwise, that would have been something I actually had to fix. Mm-hmm.
So I told Emily, I figured out why. There's a multitude of reasons that I like used cars. Only because, depreciation, somebody took the hit on already. But as I'm like doing car work on her new old car, I was like, I figured out why I liked it. And she agreed with me. I was like, there's stuff I can fix on it. She bought a brand new car. There's nothing I can do to it. It's brand new. There's nothing.
There's nothing going wrong on top of new car. It's got a warranty. You take it to a place, they do the thing, hopefully in a timely fashion.
There's stuff I can do to this. Like, I got to do the paint. I'm going to do a paint correction on it with my new Griot's Garage buffer. $200, lifetime warranty. By the way, lifetime warranty. If it breaks, they just send you a new one. And they sent me the polish, the wax, and then buffer pads and everything. It's a 7-inch unit, so it's about that big. So
it's about the size of your headlights.
Yes. So there's stuff I can do that. I can do a full detail on it and clean the under. Like, there's stuff I can do to it. Part of me, like, enjoys bringing things back to their former glory instead of just having a brand new car.
Keep it up. We'll put you to work in Caitlin's car. There was a stray piece of wood that impacted her car, so hit front bumper, headlight, hood, like passenger side, like A-pillar, and then like also scratched like the back passenger quarter panel.
Yeek.
Like, upon discovering that this wasn't stray bird droppings, got a bit concerned. So we might be able to put your service to work, by the way.
I'm okay with that. Noel Gallagher claims to have been offered hundreds of millions of dollars to reform Oasis, to which he has not done yet.
And that's the one that remains a colossal pain in the ass to everybody.
No, Liam is the biggest pain in the ass. Just think Flying Birds. Noel Gallagher is Flying Birds, his band.
Okay, like, it's...
Liam's the lead singer.
It's still a 50-50 shot, but I unsubscribed from NME's Facebook page because it was always one of the Gallaghers being just a colossal asshole everywhere.
That's like, Liam. Liam's the lead singer, and then Noel's the one that sang Don't Look Back in Anger, which is actually my favorite Oasis song. R. Kelly's sentenced to 30 years in prison for being a gigantic piece of shit, but then proceeds to sue Brooklyn prison for putting him on suicide watch. What? How can you sue somebody for that?
No. I don't think somebody trying to look out for your sorry ass is grounds to sue you.
Nope. In fact, I'd
Fine.
fucking let him.
We'll stop watching.
Yeah, I'll let you. Go ahead. Hang yourself in front of me. I'm not going to save you. A brawl.
See also Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yikes.
What, too
Is
soon?
that how you say that?
Don't know.
Don't care. I mean, honestly, it would be more fitting if it was Ghislaine, wouldn't it be?
Ghislaine. Tell the disco goodbye. Ghislaine.
I hate that. I don't hate the song, but I don't like it.
It got super duper overplayed. It's not their best work.
Well, I don't like the fact that it was an electric song played with no drums. If you're going to do a song like that, use your acoustic. Probably would have been good as an intimate acoustic song. I don't know. Hey, man, they sold tens of millions of that copy. I don't know what I'm talking about. A brawl breaks out at an Eagles concert during the song Take It Easy.
Something Lebowski here.
I laughed when I saw the headline. Blink-182 is collaborating with Guy Fieri for new merchandise and apparel.
You know, screw whatever he's doing with the mediocre restaurants. If Guy Fieri, because for the love of dog, there's not a T in his name.
It's Italian Esteban, which is Spanish.
This. Two, for him to team up with Blink-182's Aliens guy would make a much more entertaining show.
It would.
It would be, Guy Fieri and the Aliens with, Tom DeLonge or whatever?
Yes. I just thought
Guys, look at here! This place has been haunted by the crazy aliens back in the day because aliens exist! Whoa!
My friends say go to Flavor Town. Where is Flavor Town? Where is Flavor Town? Last but not least, Steve, Canadian radio station plays Killing in the Name on repeat for 2 straight days in protest of firing of the 2 DJs. Are they saying that they didn't do what they told you?
Well, who's going to fuck them?
I'm sure they'd find somebody. That's all the news, Steve. That was an entertaining news. It's funny how when you only do an episode every 3 or 4 weeks, you have a lot more news.
Got more ammunition for the things and stuff, man.
We've had a lot of shit going on the weekends lately, so there hasn't been a whole lot of time, but we're fitting them in. Summer's always tricky. There's vacations. For some reason, I have a lot of Sunday shows recently, so kind of got to take those.
Yeah.
Like
as much as I enjoy this, I'm not paying you to do this.
You're paying me with your friendship.
I need to call Dennis. That's too sweet.
So, Steve, I did not discuss this with you, but I have 2 topics for you, and I think we can actually knock it out in fairly good time. Do you have a hard out anytime? Okay. Yeah, you don't have to work tomorrow.
No, it's like kept expecting the weather to go sour. So it's like either I'm grilling or Kaylin's making pasta pancetta.
Pancetta's with the ham, and I like pancetta.
Dude, that.
Have you been to the Lil Mama's right across from the street in South Park from?
No.
We need to go one night.
You told me about
Please,
this.
let's go one night. It's so good.
The fact that the name's so vague, it didn't ring a bell, but...
I turned Brian onto that place and Choke D Noodle House, and they went to Choke D the other night. He's like, it was amazing. I said,
And they're the only ones there.
Yep. But they do a lot of takeout. Security by obscurity, almost.
That said, Spiga, that catered my wedding, they closed at Hood's Crossroads and teamed up with another Italian joint in Indian Trail.
They did team up. Okay, well, good.
Yeah, so it's not close, it's just they're less convenient. Yeah. But that's a bad precedent, so I figured like whenever Osaka's lease is up, are they meeting the same fate? If Nerds to Go closes, they can go fuck themselves because they didn't hire me. Never mind, it would have been who knows what money without insurance, so it was kind of for the better. I did not get hired with them a year ago.
Fornicate thyself with Cactus, yes. I hope Osaka reopens if they...
Oddly enough, soon after that, they're like, yeah, we got our third tech hired on. Like, why and how did I see this? That was weird. So,
get out of my head, Zuckerberg.
Yes.
I will say, Spiga's food is great, and the ambiance there was shit.
Yeah. Well, that was the first pizza buffet I saw open up after the everything in the last 2.5 years. I was like, I'm just gonna get my chicken parms to go, thanks.
Yeah. I have 2. Whatever you want to do first, and if one of them runs along, God damn it, we can do it another time. I have the best concept cars of all time, which we've never done. Or the best songs that have 4th of July either as the title or the lyrics, or there's something about Independence Day.
I think it's a little perfect to do the latter.
Okay. If there's time, we can do concept cars. If not, we got other time. So
do one of these, and concept cars could be next up. See y'all in August, whatever.
I got Sunday show next week, and then after that, I'm free. So you got 4th of July from Soundgarden.
Natch, get on my head.
I could think of that one. I thought of there was a Brooks and Dunn song, "Boot Scootin' Boogie," that has 4th of July in the lyrics.
I couldn't remember any lyrics outside of the Cadillac Blackjack, blah 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 blah.
Baby, meet me out back.
And also,
boogie.
But also, Road Rash 2, the motorcycle combat racing game, had an instrumental version of that for the Arizona level.
Interesting.
Your mind's going to get blown that this song from 30 years ago is also in a Sega game.
Well, here's the Billboard's 20 top American songs for the 4th of July.
No, I'd like to say on 4th of July, not today, Lee Greenwood.
But are we really free if the SCOTUS keeps rolling back shit?
Nope.
Party in the USA.
Guys, at least we're not ruled by the British because they've forever had it rough.
Party in the USA from Miley Cyrus is on here.
Next up, Bad Religion, The New America.
All right, this
everything they do is against the status quo.
But it's a holiday today in Cambodia, Steve.
So you've been to school for a year or two, and you know you've seen it all.
This list is automatically disqualified because it has Bruce Springsteen's "Born in the USA" on it, which is not.
Oh, sweet irony!
Yeah,
he sued the Reagan campaign for that song,
which he should have because A, it's the Reagan campaign, and B, because it's not that kind of song.
It's following Vietnam and the mistreatment, and this is how we got First Blood. You don't call it Rambo.
Nope. 4th of July from Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy has a 4th of July song.
Pass. Did I tell you that I had to switch the TV from the first Jurassic Park to, we don't call it Rambo, but First Blood, because that's like series like in the middle of the movie when the dinosaurs were taking over was too much for me to watch. So I had to switch it over to First Blood, where he steals a motorcycle and like has all the police cars like flipping through the valley.
Yes.
It's like I needed something a bit lower key here.
Yeah.
So why not have some 1982 car crashes?
You know, it's more entertaining.
Yep.
No airbags.
Did you ever play the Nintendo Rambo game?
No.
Don't. It's utter garbage.
What makes it bad?
Ever play Zelda 2? Mm-mm. They're both difficult twists on side-scrolling, beat stuff up, get points, whatever have you. And the Rambo one was based on the second movie, but it is super obscure, and, you know, you remember him, you know, going stabbing bats and cougars in the woods.
Yeah.
Or whatever have you, that you can just shoot a giant Asian character at something and kill it. It's not great.
Understood.
The only shining star of that is the opening theme. That is an 8-bit version of the Rambo theme.
Nintendo's 8, SNES is 16.
Yeah.
Genesis?
16 as well.
No shit.
And then there was the Sega 32X. So it was the add-on to the Genesis to play some 32-bit games, as well as a CD. Nintendo 64, 64-bit.
Right.
Saturn, I think, was 32. And then once you hit the Dreamcast and PlayStation, 128.
Sega CD? Remember that?
Yeah. I just mentioned that there.
God damn it. It's been a long fucking
The
day, man.
beer's working on you, man.
And I've been crawling up underneath a semi-rusty CRV today, too, and cutting grass. 25...
So are you saying that's how and why this was a bit cheaper than most?
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Weight savings,
Probably
bro.
3 owners. And
I think mine had 3 before I got it. The car's now 5 years old, dude. It had owner in Indiana, one in Texas, and one in Atlanta before I got it. In no particular order. It's like, never mind. Some of those lower body panels are going to fall off.
No, ours was cheaper for my... People think that, it's 120,000 miles.
Yeah.
That's 10,000 miles a year.
Yeah. That's
And
par.
it's a Honda. So...
Dad's Camry's just shy of 300K now. It's an 06.
Is he going to keep it for a little while longer?
He's almost mad it keeps going because he wants to get a RAV4, like a 16 to 18 top spec.
Why doesn't he just do it? He's got the money.
The car refuses to die. He does not need to buy this.
If he's waiting on it to die.
Now it's not a good time to buy a car, as you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Else, 2 years ago, that CRV would have been $8,000.
True, but I still think it's worth $12,500. I didn't even try to haggle with him. I'm like, yep, $12,500. That seems reasonable.
Should have fun with it. I would give you 1, 2, 3, 4, $5.67. No, take $100 off. Have fun with this.
Hindsight's 20/20.
Get back there and negotiate for your $160 back.
Well, I got a $25 gift card or gas card out of it, which is going to go to her tank,
that's
not
going to be
mine.
a lot of slushies.
You know, I wonder if you can use the Shell gift card on slushies.
I think if you're at a Shell station, if it goes towards fuel, if it goes towards shitty pizza, if it goes towards, other goods offered in store,
Yeah.
I think you're in the clear. But I
Boy.
got a feeling the gas card will be used for fuel.
Yes. I'm drawing a lot of blanks on mentioning 4th of July in songs. We have My Morning Jacket, 3 Bruce Springsteen songs, a James Taylor song, Chicago, Elliott Smith, U2, 4th of July. I don't know. Soundgarden's 4th of July is kind of the best 4th of July song to me, but I'm very biased. Do not ask my unbridled, biased opinion. This beer on an empty stomach's doing wonders.
Hey, well, I had my meatball sub for breakfast at 10 a.m. and then slept till about 1:30. I'm not feeling great after yesterday.
Well, you have another extra day to recover.
R&R.
So. Shit, I'm gonna.
Or just switch it up, like songs about America, Bad Religion's New America. Oh crap! That the album cover is a shitload of helicopters over a condominium building.
I gotta pee, but I've got an idea when I get back.
Oh crap!
No, pee. Not crap, pee.
Or this advertisement is completely killing my screen. I don't know anything. To whom may concern, Music Grotto is a garbage website. They should stop. If I want to make a song about anything, it's now going to be this website sucks. Just trying to Google this is difficult. All right, yeah, just what I want. Reader's Digest, Country Living, Good Housekeeping. Yeah, all these magazines I don't read, I'm not going to read, offering me these songs. Patriotic songs. No, I'm not. I'd be more the Compass than the Patriot to be a shitty Jeep. Songs for a more pensive 4th of July. For love of dog, I don't want to listen to something from Reader's Digest, Country Living, or Good Housekeeping.
Fuck no.
No, and no. Lucy Dacus Forever Half-Mast. That's apt.
Steve, I have the idea was on this day. So on July 4th, songs released or things.
Dude, that's tomorrow because today it's Tom Cruise's birthday, which is really funny because he's starting a movie in the 90s called what?
4th of July.
Born on the 4th of July.
And then
never saw it, don't care.
Born on the 4th of July 2. Born on the 5th of July. But on July 4th, the Rolling Stones released the single Honky Tonk Women in the UK. And then also, Casey Kasem hosted radio's America's Top 40 for the first time in 1970 on July 4th. That's cool. The Beach Boys gave a free outdoor concert to an estimated 500,000 people in Washington State. Okay, this is cool. On this day, or on tomorrow, when you're going to be hearing this, unless you're watching it, Ozzy Osbourne marries Sharon Osbourne.
Aww.
July 4th, 1982, when Steve was 1.5. You're born 81.
Not quite a year old by then, so it'd be 8 months.
Steve was 8 months old. Sorry.
Yay!
The math major can't math.
Meanwhile, I need to listen to Wilco, Ashes of American Flags.
Oh my God, yes.
I would like to salute the ashes of American flags and all the fallen leaves filling up shopping bags.
Jesus Christ. That's amazing.
What am I going to do? Kick it off Face Pace tomorrow? Let's find out.
What? In 1985, on July 4th, the Beach Boys were joined on stage by Mr. T on drums. What?
Instead of by 1990, got joined by John Stamos in that particular episode of Full House.
I've never watched an episode of Full House. Or Saved by the Bell. Am I missing anything?
Saved by the Bell is more entertaining of the two.
Okay.
Because at least then if you're drilling over Kelly Kapowski, that's going to be less awkward than DJ Tanner. Especially nowadays that the actress portraying DJ Tanner is a complete wackadoodle.
Uh-huh. The Ramones released Adios Amigos in 1995 on July 4th. In 95, also, Lollapalooza.
How many of the Ramones were still living in 1995? I mean, there's still more of them, but they cannot be Marky that was like a third generation Ramone.
Lollapalooza in George Washington. Courtney Love hit Kathleen Hanna of Bikini Kill. Courtney Love received a suspended 1-year sentence and was required to take courses in anger management on July 4th.
Well, I appreciate what they're doing. Bikini Kill makes me envy to death.
It's that bad?
Yeah.
Is it worse than Hole?
Oh, totally.
What?
I can at least listen to Hole.
Yeah, I'm not
Bikini Kill is real difficult to listen to.
I'm not a big Hole fan. Oh, I'm not a big Courtney Love Hole fan. George Michael was arrested on suspicion of being unfit to drive. And the last 2011, Adele released Set Fire to the Rain on July 4th. I wonder what else that says on this day in history. Well, yeah, no shit. We've declared independence. Did you know facts about the 4th of July? We didn't actually declare independence on the 4th of July. Interesting.
This whole holiday's a sham, you say?
All right, most holidays except your birthday.
Are you aware of how dirty Thanksgiving is?
Yes.
That's rivaling July 4th for some extreme fuckery, by the way.
Opposite Lock had a title. It was like, what was your, it was like, what car is driven the most by assholes? And the first comment was police cars.
Followed closely by Altima. By the way, the other day, going down Independence, followed an Altima coupe with shit tied to the roof.
What kind of shit?
Some sort of boxy thing. Don't know, don't care. Just waiting to see whatever strange maneuver this car's doing.
You know Matt Lemon had an Altima coupe, right?
Natch.
So he had, when I first met him, he had the Civic before that, but then he had Genesis. Mm-hmm. He had a Genesis coupe, and then he had a Veloster coupe, or Veloster rather.
Sadly, a pre-in.
Mm-hmm.
He could have had so much fun with that car if he just gave it a chance.
Then he got the Altima coupe, and then he thought he was going to get transferred from Publix here to Richmond, so he got a Jeep Cherokee.
Which is bonkers but tavish because Richmond's flatter than here, dude.
Yes. I know they get more snow, but not that much more snow. And they sent him to Charleston.
It's not like he got sent to
Western Virginia?
Yeah. Like
or West
Roanoke,
Virginia?
Yeah. Roanoke, Charleston, like other Charleston.
Yeah. So, yep, they sent him to there, and now he's in, I think, Pawleys Island area of South Carolina. But not anything you'd need a four-wheel drive Jeep Cherokee for. He's like, kind of still wish I had that Altima coupe because it got good gas mileage. Yes it did. I bet.
You know, it's not too late. Yes, the car market's crazy. However,
Altima coupes are not.
Your trade-in's going to be worth more to go towards the thing you want to get is worth more. So you could probably break even on it. That said, this is no longer Hill has, I think, the same car following an Altima coupe, and Brad's old roommate Mike, I think, still has his Altima coupe.
Really? I didn't realize there were so many.
And so that makes at least 3 of them, which is how many?
4 too many.
Si, senor.
If you're going to get an Altima coupe, just go get a G37 coupe and just have the good wheel drive one.
Yeah. while going to the Harris Teeter just up the sidewalk from here yesterday, somebody had a G30 735 sedan with a very gutted exhaust system and was fading to gray with black paint.
And the Chewbacca.
Oh boy.
Yep.
that was peak Infinity G series.
Yep. And the reason why, if you wanted to know why that engine sounds like that, Steve, do you want to know why?
Let's have it.
Equal length headers on a V6 will always sound like that. You need a little bit. So my Jeep has an exhaust on it, but they're not equal length headers, and so you have different sounds coming through your exhaust and different vibrations and reverberations, so it sounds not like that. All of your Infinities and such have that, and the Nissan VQ engine sounds like that because it's equal length headers back to equal length exhaust. So it's exactly the same sound, and it just makes that noise. That's the reason.
Something I first noticed on the FX35 when it first came out, it's like, this looks like something from Mega Race. That's kind of a cool noise. And then a lot more of them had it, and that got way less entertaining in a hurry.
Yep. I thought 4th of July songs would come out a little better than that, but it didn't. But we can save concept cars for 110.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Well, weather's probably going to get bad. Do you want to just call it an hour and 40 minutes?
Sure.
Sweet. Well, Steve, 109's done. 110 will be in
whenever.
A couple of weeks. Yeah, whenever. But summer's weird now because Sunday gigs are picking up, and then we've had shit to do, and then you've had shit to do, and shit happens. And then we'll try to get a guest on. And
Life happens, but hey, we're still alive, so there's that.
Thanks, Mike McCready. We're still alive. Steve, let's end on a high note. All right. He's Steve.
He's still AJ.
And we're done. Bye-bye.
And scene.